Hey guys, it's Dale with the insurance. Today we're going to talk about an article that it's becoming more popular, and I'm happy that it is, and it's becoming more available as well. The title of this article is "Cover Your Risk Gaps with Umbrella Insurance." Right, so umbrella insurance was probably back in the day. Something used, especially corporations had it, but personal umbrella insurance was probably used for the overwhelmingly wealthy, right? So it's also called gap insurance. It basically covers the vulnerability you have in either um, once your underlying coverage hits its liability limits. So where your auto and home coverage says, hey, this has a $250,000 limit, you've blown through this, we're done. Then you have to pay the extra amount that's been assessed, right? For any damage that you may have caused or you found liable for. It can also provide coverage when your underlying coverage is not there, right? So, for instance, if you don't have liable or slander coverage under your underlying insurance, it can be covered within your umbrella policy. So you can see why this is pretty important. If you're renting out homes, right? And once again, you don't have to be a millionaire or billionaire. If you're renting out homes, if you have a bit of wealth in your savings or stocks or anything like that, anything that you feel contributes to your wealth that can then be vulnerable or pulled in if you are sued in any way, right? In this litigious society, it's very important that you have that type of coverage. Another just normal example, let's say you get into an accident, right? And there's the other person, you're found liable, it's your fault, and you're in an at-fault state. The other person has extreme hospital bills, right? So the hospital bills are above 250,000. Your bodily injury limit is 250,000 or 250,000. Let's say the bills are over $1 million, right? If you include the hospital bills and them being off work for their salary and things like that, you are on the hook for, let's say it's $1 million. Your limit on your auto policy is 250, right? So you're on the hook for 750, right? Umbrella coverage could kick in an instance like that. That's why it's a coverage that, for one, it's not talked about all the time because it's not used all the time, which is thankfully a good thing. But obviously, when you're in those tough situations, it's very, very good to have that extra layer of coverage. And just to take note, when you start to compare and look at different personal umbrella coverages, just note that some of them read the fine lining, right? So read the policy. There are some that will not kick in unless there is underlying coverage, right? In a certain amount. So make sure you are comfortable and aware with when your umbrella policy kicks in and what it provides coverage for. Hopefully, once again, you don't need this in the future, but you certainly want to have it. And another good point of this is that it's not that expensive. You can probably get, depending on your risk, obviously, $1 million for probably 300-400 a year. So take a look at it. Hopefully this has been helpful. Thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll talk to you next week.